Should you really be draining your PTO bank account at the end of every school year? Or is that a terrible idea? It's actually a terrible idea. You don't want to be doing that. And it's not that you need to be rolling over a huge sum of money from one year to the next, but you really need to be keeping at least as much as you need to get through the start of the next year until you can get your fundraising money in. So this means that if you have your fundraiser in September and you don't get the money from your fundraiser until, let's say, November 15th, then you need to be reserving in your bank account from the year before as much money as you will need to fund any and all activities, expenses, supply needs, fees, all that good stuff until November 15th. Now, with recent fundraisers, like in how they're set up, everything being online, usually the turnaround is much faster and we're not really waiting for a check from a fundraising company, but there are still some cases where that happens. So you just want to keep this in mind. The other thing that people think is that you need to be rolling over an entire you need to have 1 year of reserves maintained. That's way too much money to be keeping. Your savings account, it's not really going to be generating any interest. CDs are an old investment form that really doesn't benefit PTOs anymore. So I would caution you against keeping so much money just kind of hanging out in your bank account. Like, do something fun with that money for your building, for your students, for your staff. Like, use it. You have it to improve your school. You should be hanging on to it for some undetermined day, and you certainly don't need to be rolling over that much year over year. So if you need ideas on what you should be spending money on, I totally have another video about that, and I will link to that below, so be sure to check it out. Want even more guidance on how to be a stronger leader so you can run a better PTO or PTA? All these resources and more are waiting for you at ptoanswers.com.